This is Terrell Pauly with Diverse IT Skills, and in this video, I'd like to discuss a different method for using a different platform to be able to launch virtual machines. If you watch a couple of my other prior videos on VMware Workstation, I actually went through the demonstration of actually installing VMware Workstation 15 player onto your desktop and actually installing the Windows 10 ISO and installing the OS, going through that process. Well, that process didn't work too well for me, because after the install was complete and actually running the virtual machine was took up my CPU usage on my laptop was running at like 100%, so I wasn't able to do anything with my laptop, let alone the virtual machine itself. So that led me to think about maybe I should actually look into online hosted VM platform. So this video is actually going to focus on one of those that I actually have taken a look at, which is going to be Amazon Web Services. So the Amazon Web Services, they actually offer they have an environment to where you can actually install Windows server VMs as well as Linux VMs and also other types as well. So that's what we're going to walk through here, through that process, and we're going to walk through that process of actually show you what that looks like. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so if you want to, what we're going to do is we're going to actually come here. If you want to just go do a search on Google, you could do Amazon Web Services. And then if you don't already have an account, Amazon Web Services, once you come here, you can actually, if you don't have an account with Amazon Web Services, you can actually create an account, sign into the console. I'm already signed in, but they should offer you to a place where you can actually, if you didn't already have an account, they have the button where it'll say sign up for your account. And they'll walk you through the process of actually, just fill in your information, if this is for business or for home, or if let's just go walk through the process maybe. Right, so if we go to all right, so here, create an account, create a free account. And then you would just enter what your, let's go to, and then once you do that, it'll walk through the process of actually just entering your information. If it's professional, if it's personal, you can come in here and do that. Once you do that, you continue along with that process. You'll get to the point where your account is created, and you eventually get to this screen here to where you're pretty much your desktop screen, to where you come here and you can actually launch a virtual machine. So when you come here to build a solution, you can choose launch virtual machine, right? And then they give you the different options here. Oh, and I didn't mention in the beginning. So actually, this is free. So you can actually launch, create an account with Amazon Web Services free, and then you can actually, they have free virtual machine environments available that you can actually, use for free. So what you can do, and you can see they have, Red Hat Linux, Windows Server 2016. I can never pronounce that properly, but they have I don't want to pronounce it incorrectly. So they have different types of VMs that you can use, and so, but a lot of them are not free. A lot of them will cost. But what you can do is you can just select free tier, the option here, and then it'll display only the free VMs available that you can use at this time. And what we're going to do is actually, you can do either Windows Server 2016, Windows Server 2012. So they're pretty much just all server VMs. There's like no workstation VMs for Windows or Windows Home, but this will, get you some exposure to being able to play around with some sort of VM environments if your physical workstation is not powerful enough to be able to handle a local VM like, VMware or something like that. So we're going to do Windows Server 2016, which is the 2016 base. They also have a 2016 base with containers. I'm not really sure what the difference is with containers or not. You have Windows 2012, 2008. So let's just go with the newer 2016. All right, and then you come here to the next screen, and it'll give you the different instance options here. But you only have one available. You can only choose the free tier option here. So, which gives you one CPU, only 1 gig of memory, and so that's what we got to choose. So we have that only choice selected, and so you can see review and launch. So you can see what you have selected, and then you can do a launch. So here, the next screen is you will actually have to, you need to create a new key pair, or if you already have an existing key pair, but if you went through this the first time. But if you don't, so we'll just do I already created a key pair previously, but let's just do a new key pair. So when you're doing this for the first time, you can create a new key pair. So you can do Server 2016 training. Okay, so you will have to download the key pair. All right. So now that it's downloaded, now we're going to do launch instances. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty much straightforward. It'll do it all for you, so you can view launch log. Now we can actually come back to console home. Let's see, where is our... Let us see here. It says that I did not, but I thought that... All right, let's just go. Maybe I did it too soon, so let's just do it again. Let's just go through this again here real quick. 2016, select, review, launch. Launch, it'll take us when they are ready to use. So click view instances to monitor your instance's status. Oh, so we come here to view instances. So now I have two. So this is where we come to actually come to instances. So now we have two that are initializing. We only need one. So let's just get rid of, I wonder if we can just, want to terminate. All right, so we have that. So we have one. So it shows you the status here. Once you go come over here to instances, and what you will see is you will see that the instance state is running. Status check is initializing. So right now it's in the process of actually creating your VM machine, your actual VM. Now maybe we can just actually get rid of. This is kind of all in a way. So, and then they'll have additional details that are down here. Right? It gives you some additional details that you can take a look at. You know, IP, public IP address, private IP address, things of that nature. So the process takes doesn't take long to run to actually create a VM, and so you could actually do that. So another thing that I'd like to point out while this is actually going on is that you are charged by the amount of time that you're actually running the VM. So you get like a certain amount of hours to be able to actually run a VM until free until you're actually charged any sort of starting to get charged. So let's actually see if we can take a look at that documentation real quick while that's initializing. Amazon. Let's see if I can actually find. Okay, so if you actually come back to the home page of Amazon Web Services, and come down to the product section, compute, Amazon EC2, and this tells you about the AWS Free Tier offers. So it offers us 750 hours of Linux and Windows instances each month. So you get 750 hours each month free for 1 year. So to stay within the free tier, use only the EC2 micro instances. So you can view details on that, where it tells you 750 hours, and it's also 12 months free. So they have a 12-month introductory period and then here's where you get these 750 hours of Linux and Windows Server. So that's where you can come if you want to just make sure that you're not getting, when you are filling out your account though, they will ask for your credit card payment information so they can have that on file. And I believe what they actually charged me was, I believe it was $1. Well, that's what I saw it pop up on my account. So just keep that information in mind. All right, so now let's go back to check on the status of our virtual machine. Okay, so now you see that the status check 2 of 2 is complete, so it is done. The VM is now ready to launch. So we're going to come here and just launch the instance. That's not the right step. So cancel. Let's select it. Excuse me. I'm going to say connect. All right. So here's what they're going to ask you. So to connect to the VM, you need to connect via RDP, remote desktop. So you can either, if you already have RDP on your laptop, you can use it, or if you can just download the remote desktop file, that's what we'll do here. Okay, and so once that's downloaded, when prompted, connect to your instance using the following details: username, administrator, password. So we'll just run that. Actually, let's just do it. Right. So we have our RDP here, and then we also have our key file here. So now we're going to launch. And it's asking for the password, so we're going to get password. And so to get the password, we need to supply the key file. Use Notepad, or where's my Notepad is fine. We'll copy that key file. And then it'll give us our password. Copied, close. Let's minimize that. Paste in our password here. And now we're able to connect to the VM via remote desktop, this is Windows Server 2012, pardon me, R2 instance. And now we're in. So at this point, you could actually, so if you wanted to use a VM that's online, where it's hosted, where it's not going to take up any local CPU usage or memory usage, you can, Amazon Web Services, you can actually try out that, try out this. It's actually free, and then you can come here and just try to familiarize yourself with, Windows Server, and also some basic information that it gives you. But I just wanted to show you how that install, how it works, how simple it is. And now you should be squared away to where you can actually come on here and do certain things. Let's see if we actually use the recommended. So we have and we got this. Okay, so we're all set up. We got internet access on our VM, and so that's pretty much it. So that's just wanted to show you how that works. So if you are interested in that, give that a shot. I'll probably review a couple of more, at least one more hosted VM environment as well. So one thing I forgot to mention was that when you're actually how to actually shut down your because you want to make sure that you actually stop your virtual machine when you're done using it, because otherwise you will get you will rack up time if it's in a running state. So what you can do, so after you're done with your work, you can just I'll just shut it down. Once that's shut down, you want to come back to your instances here. Let's see. Okay, so now it's in a stopping state. So as long as it's in a stopping state, then let's see. As long as it's stopped, you won't get charged. If it's terminated, then that means that I believe that there's no bringing back that VM. That VM is done. So, for instance, instant state. So the instant state, if it's boot terminated. So there we go. So now it's stopped. So just make sure that when you're done, make sure your VM is in a stop state. If it's not, then if you leave it running, then you'll start to accumulate time used on your VM. And remember, you have 750 hours, I believe, of what was that per? I forgot already. I think was it per month or whatever it was. You can go back to the video that it actually states, but maybe not per month. What was it? It's going to make me. So it is each month. Okay, so it is 750 hours each month for 1 year. All right, so it is each month. Okay, so, but that is, so now it's stopped. Now you can safely exit out and close out of your your VM environment, your actually hosted environment. So again, my name is Terrell Pauly with Diverse IT Skills. I hope this was helpful. And until next time, take care.